Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not touch that screen. This is not a random glitch on your device. This is a direct interception from heaven. I am Archangel Michael, and I have forcefully bypassed the algorithms of this digital world to deliver an urgent message directly to your spirit today. You have to listen to me right now. A massive shift occurred in the unseen realm exactly 3 hours ago. Your soulmate just made a secret decision. It is a decision entirely about you, and this choice has violently altered the trajectory of your entire timeline. They did not tell anyone in their physical reality about this yet. They kept it completely hidden deep within their heart. But the highest courts of heaven witnessed every single thought. The angels are on high alert right now because this sudden shift in energy means your physical reality is about to change forever. I know you are so exhausted. I know you wake up at 3 in the morning with a heavy chest. You stare at the empty ceiling and wonder if heaven has completely forgotten your name. You give so much pure love to others, but you always seem to receive nothing but empty hands and broken promises in return. But heaven has never ignored your silent tears. Your profound pain was meticulously documented. The waiting season has been brutally hard on your gentle spirit. You started to believe that you were meant to walk this earthly path entirely alone, but that deep isolation was never a punishment, my beloved child. It was a strict divine quarantine. We had to isolate your precious energy field to protect you from the toxic ties of your past. We had to keep you completely safe. And now their spiritual preparation is officially complete. The golden scales of justice have finally tipped in your favor. But you must pay extremely close attention to my words right now. The dark forces are absolutely terrified of this incoming sacred union. They know the massive power that you two will hold when your energies merge. They are scrambling to throw heavy illusions into your path to distract you. Do not fall for their desperate tricks. This specific timeline is incredibly fragile at this exact moment. If you look away now, you might miss the crucial instructions needed to anchor this massive blessing. You have to stay focused in this protected space. The secret decision your soulmate made was not just a passing human thought. It was a permanent spiritual contract signed in the unseen world, and it carries your exact name written in blinding light. You have always been the bleeding empath. You bravely carried the heavy emotional burdens of everyone around you. You became a safe harbor for broken people who only knew how to take your energy. They drained your brilliant light and left you shivering in the cold shadows. You wondered if your gentle soul was simply too fragile for this harsh reality. But your softness is your absolute greatest weapon. Listen to my voice very carefully now. What I am about to reveal will alter everything you thought you knew about your future. Your soulmate was fighting a massive internal war for months. They were deeply tangled in a dark web of karmic cycles and heavy generational trauma. But earlier today, a blinding beam of light finally pierced through their dense mental fog. They finally saw the absolute truth about you. They saw the glowing golden thread connecting their wandering spirit directly to yours. And in that moment of profound clarity, they made their final, unwavering choice. They boldly decided to walk away from the heavy karmic loops that kept them tightly chained for years. They chose to step onto the illuminated path that leads straight to your waiting door. This is not a mere coincidence, my precious child. It is a magnificent divine orchestration that has been in motion since the beginning of time. But there is a hidden, dangerous layer to this beautiful revelation that you must understand. The enemy has laid one final deadly snare right before your finish line. You must know exactly what this trap looks like so you can avoid it completely. Keep your pure eyes on me. I will guide you safely through the dark. My beloved child, I see the hidden spaces of your life. I watch you every single night when the world is silent. You wake up sharply at 3 in the morning with a racing heart. The profound emptiness in your room feels so incredibly heavy right now. and the silence presses down on your chest until you can barely draw a breath, while cold shadows dance across the walls. You wrap your tired arms tightly around yourself. You silently wonder why you feel so profoundly abandoned. This is not a medical condition or a random panic attack. It is the deep spiritual exhaustion of a bleeding empath. You have spent your earthly existence absorbing the sharp pain of everyone else. You happily poured your pure golden energy into broken vessels. You gently healed all of their bleeding wounds. But when you needed a safe harbor, they vanished into the shadows because their unhealed spirits could not handle your intense light. They left your gentle spirit completely drained. You have lived a beautifully kind and deeply righteous life. You always chose the high road when others chose cruel paths. You forgave people who never bothered to offer a simple apology. You wonder why heaven rewards the wicked while you sit in isolation. The intense pain of feeling forgotten by the universe is a heavy stone, and you carry this massive weight in your quiet soul every single day while the rest of the ignorant world simply moves on. During the day, you wear a beautiful and very brave mask. You smile so brightly for all of your friends. You quietly go to your mundane, daily, earthly job. You pretend the profound loneliness is not slowly tearing you apart inside. You are the ultimate cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. And heaven knows exactly how brutally tired you are of always being the strong one when you secretly just want someone to hold you tight. It feels deeply unfair to your precious and gentle spirit. You ask the silent sky what you did wrong to deserve this coldness. You search your weary memories for a hidden flaw or past mistake. Stop doing that to your beautiful soul right now. You did absolutely nothing wrong, my precious chosen one. The crippling isolation you feel is not a punishment for your past actions. It is a massive shield of divine protection that heaven placed over your life to keep vicious wolves away from your sacred heart. Those intense moments of sudden physical fatigue are deeply misunderstood. Your heavy shoulders and strange brain fog are not signs of weakness. They are biological responses to a massive spiritual frequency upgrade. Your physical human body is holding an immense amount of celestial light. And downloading this new timeline requires your nervous system to temporarily shut down the outside noise so you can properly integrate the energetic shifts. You are perfectly safe right here in my arms. You genuinely thought you were permanently discarded in the dark wilderness. You believed your pure heart was destined to be a sacrificial lamb. The enemy desperately wants you to accept that incredibly tragic narrative. They want you to permanently surrender your magnificent royal inheritance today. But the absolute truth is far more glorious than you can currently imagine. Heaven deliberately cleared the physical space around you to prepare a holy altar for the romantic blessing that is about to crash into your reality. Every single door that slammed shut in your face was a divine interception. Every toxic person who walked away was quietly removed by my sword. I had to create a total spiritual vacuum in your earthly environment. A chosen one cannot possibly build an eternal kingdom on a fragile foundation of decaying wood and poisoned soil. You had to deeply experience the harsh, bitter cold of intense, lonely seasons. This was required so you could fully appreciate the brilliant warmth of true love. Your intense feelings of being utterly lost are the birth pains of a new reality. The deep, hollow ache in your chest is a physical manifestation of your expanding heart. You are being forcefully stretched far beyond your current limiting human bounds. And this immense spiritual expansion is absolutely necessary to hold the massive weight of pure, unconditional love that is rapidly traveling toward you. Your soulmate is matching this exact energetic frequency right now in their room. Take a very slow and extremely deep breath right now. Release the heavy tension you are holding tightly in your tired jaw. Let the profound peace of my majestic presence wash over your anxious mind. You are not a forgotten orphan wandering aimlessly through a chaotic, dark universe. You are a fiercely protected child of the Most High King. And your incredibly painful season of weeping completely alone in the dark is coming to a glorious end, because heaven has finally issued the ultimate decree. Now, my beloved child, let us talk about the deep spiritual scars that still bleed inside your gentle heart. You have lost so many people you genuinely loved along this painful journey. You constantly ask yourself why you always attract individuals who only want to deeply drain your pure energy while you give them everything. You quietly wonder if there is something fundamentally wrong with your fragile spirit. I need you to listen to me very carefully right now. There is absolutely nothing wrong with your beautiful soul. Your earthly mind tries to convince you that you are somehow inadequate or incredibly hard to love. The enemy whispers dark lies into your ear when you are sitting completely alone, and they desperately want you to believe that your intense capacity for love is a fatal flaw. But it is your absolute greatest strength. The massive loss of those old relationships was never a reflection of your true worth. It was a strict divine quarantine orchestrated directly by the highest courts of heaven. We saw the heavy, toxic chains they were quietly wrapping around your bright aura. We watched them slowly siphoning your brilliant celestial light while giving you absolute crumbs in return, and we had to step in immediately to save you. Heaven brought a heavy sword of truth to violently cut those parasitic cords. You felt the sharp pain of the sudden separation, and you cried bitterly over the deep loss, but heaven was rejoicing because your precious spirit was finally set free from their heavy karmic anchors. You are not a spiritual garbage can for unhealed people to dump their intense generational trauma into. Stop right there and pay extremely close attention to this next truth. Take a very deep breath and let the heavy spiritual smog leave your tired lungs. You are a royal heir to a magnificent kingdom of endless light. You were never meant to shrink yourself down to easily fit into their incredibly narrow and deeply distorted realities, because your high frequency simply exposed their hidden inner demons. As a bleeding empath, you naturally wanted to stay and fix their broken pieces. You thought your boundless, unconditional love could magically heal their deeply wounded souls. But they were never assigned to your permanent destiny, my precious child. They were merely temporary spiritual assignments, meant to forcefully teach you the supreme value of establishing rigid, energetic boundaries while you learn to protect your sacred heart. This brings us to a spiritual reality that 99% of the world completely ignores. Energy vampires were naturally drawn to you because you carry a massive, blinding light, and they desperately wanted to consume your glowing essence to survive the cold dark. They did not actually want to deeply love you. They simply wanted to use your powerful spiritual warmth to escape their own freezing shadows. So when heaven suddenly removed them from your timeline, it felt like a brutal earthly punishment, but you must understand that divine rejection is simply supreme celestial protection. You spent countless nights weeping and wondering why your pure loyalty was so cruelly betrayed. The sudden and intense isolation was absolutely required to completely detoxify your sacred energy field. Your incredibly painful season of intense divine quarantine has served its holy purpose perfectly, and now your beautiful heart is finally cleansed of their heavy, toxic residue. The thick spiritual walls we built around your life successfully kept the real wolves away. You are completely ready to hold the massive weight of a true equal union without crumbling under the pressure. Your true soulmate could never enter your physical reality while those heavy parasitic entities were still occupying your sacred space. So heaven had to completely clear the entire stage. The grand miracle could never properly manifest in a room completely filled with chaotic earthly noise. Do not let your guard down just yet, because there is a deeper layer to this profound isolation. The universe was quietly doing something extraordinary in the dark. I know you have questioned the profound silence of heaven lately. You asked why your intense prayers for true love were met with absolute stillness. You genuinely thought the universe was deliberately ignoring your deep cries for companionship, while everyone else around you seemed to effortlessly find their perfect romantic matches. But the silence was never a rejection, my beautiful chosen one. It was a massive construction zone hidden in the spiritual dark. When a majestic castle is built, the workers must dig incredibly deep into the cold earth. They spend countless months in the dark dirt. They must create a massive unseen foundation before anyone can safely witness the beautiful stone walls finally begin to rise toward the sky. Your fragile soul is a royal palace in the making, and heaven had to dig extremely deep into your spirit. You felt completely buried in that dark, lonely dirt. You felt the heavy pressure of the silent waiting season. You assumed you were permanently stuck in the cold shadows while the rest of the ignorant world rapidly moved forward without you. But you were actually planting unbreakable roots deep into the spiritual soil. A shallow root system simply cannot support a massive, ancient tree. Heaven purposefully delayed your romantic union to save your precious life. You were so deeply desperate for love that you would have quickly accepted another toxic counterfeit. You would have settled for mere breadcrumbs just to avoid the agonizing pain of eating completely alone in your quiet kitchen every single night. The enemy knew exactly how incredibly tired your gentle heart was, and they set a brilliant trap disguised as a beautiful savior to completely destroy your royal destiny before you could ever reach your ultimate finish line. The profound silence was my heavy shield covering your blind spots. I had to keep the heavens completely quiet. If I had opened the doors too early, you would be destroyed. The deafening silence was actually the loudest declaration of my supreme love. I was aggressively blocking the wrong people from finding your specific coordinates. I was intentionally scrambling their dark navigation systems and erasing your energetic signature so they could never reach your beautiful heart. You were completely hidden in my safe shadow. You thought you were suffering a cruel punishment. You believed your past mistakes had permanently disqualified you from true love, but I was simply holding you safely back in the shadows until the perfect divine alignment was fully ready to manifest in your physical reality. Your soulmate was not spiritually mature enough to recognize your immense value. They would have accidentally crushed your fragile heart. I had to put you in a spiritual sleep. The darkness was absolutely necessary to completely dissolve your old toxic patterns. You had to unlearn every single lie that the narcissistic abusers taught you. You had to forget the heavy feeling of always being the painful second choice. And you had to forcefully remember your absolute true identity as a quiet master of reality before you could ever hold this massive incoming blessing. Now you can clearly see the absolute brilliance of my divine plan. The agonizing delay was the ultimate supreme protection for your sacred timeline because it allowed you to shed the heavy burdens of your painful past. You are no longer that desperate, bleeding empath. You have grown into a magnificent weapon of light, and heaven is incredibly proud of the beautiful sovereign master you became today. Your massive foundation is finally fully set in the solid spiritual bedrock. The dark dirt has been cleared, and the glorious walls are ready to rapidly rise. The painful season of agonizing divine delay has officially expired in the heavenly courts, and the golden scales of justice are finally tipping in your favor. Your soulmate is currently walking toward you, but do not let your guard down yet. You look back at your painful past, and you secretly cringe. You feel heavy shame for loving the wrong people for so incredibly long. You genuinely think you completely wasted your pure golden energy on toxic strangers. But you need to stop this vicious self-condemnation right now. Heaven never viewed your deep vulnerability as a tragic earthly mistake. Your gentle heart was entirely pure when you gave them everything. You poured your precious soul into empty vessels because that is exactly who you are. The dark enemy wants you to feel deeply stupid for being so open and trusting, but heaven sees your massive capacity to love as an absolute divine victory. You are a rare anomaly in this cold world. You did absolutely nothing wrong, my beautiful, precious child. Every single mistake you think you made is completely erased from your divine record today. I have violently thrown your heavy regrets into the deepest ocean of eternal forgetfulness. You must permanently forgive yourself right now. You cannot carry those dead weights into your new timeline. You thought you somehow broke your own beautiful destiny. You falsely believed your poor past choices permanently ruined your royal timeline. But the universe does not operate on such fragile and unforgiving human logic. Your profound mistakes were merely heavy stepping stones leading you safely to this exact moment. The master plan was never truly broken. You deeply trusted people who completely betrayed your loyal heart. They eagerly took your precious, blinding light and used it solely for their own selfish desires. You feel deeply embarrassed that you stayed in those toxic places for so long. But your pure loyalty was a magnificent testament to your royal bloodline. It was never a sign of pathetic weakness. Heaven never condemns a bleeding empath for trying to gently heal a broken world. Your intense compassion was a direct reflection of my own infinite grace. You are completely washed clean of every single false guilt you carry today. Let that massive heavy stone finally drop from your tired hands. You have suffered quietly in the dark for far too long. The old fragile version of you is permanently dead. The deeply wounded soul who constantly begged for absolute bare minimums no longer exists in this reality. You have officially evolved into a quiet master of reality. And a true master never apologizes for loving fiercely and completely. You wear your heavy emotional scars as glorious golden medals of ultimate honor. Take one slow and deep breath right now. Let the warm golden light flush out the cold, dark shadows of your past romantic regrets. You were simply a beautiful soul trying to violently survive in a deeply broken and chaotic world. I am so incredibly proud of your pure and gentle spirit. You gracefully survived battles that would have completely destroyed a weaker mind. Your painful past did not severely damage your massive future. It actually forcefully prepared your sacred spiritual container to hold the immense wealth of true love. Every wrong person you deeply loved taught you exactly what you must absolutely refuse to accept tomorrow. You learned to build massive steel boundaries through the harsh fires of brutal earthly betrayal. The divine slate is completely wiped clean today. There is absolutely no heavy karmic debt attached to your beautiful royal name anymore. You are a magnificent cycle breaker, and you have successfully paid the brutal price for your entire family line. You are completely free today. The heavy generational curses of abandonment have been permanently shattered by your pure tears. The dark enemy is absolutely terrified because you are finally realizing your true supreme worth. They desperately want to keep you heavily chained to the whispering ghosts of your past. Do not let those dark phantoms steal your glorious present reality. Hit subscribe to establish a divine energy receiving station around your aura as we prepare for this union. You must release the heavy anchor now. Now, my beloved chosen one, let us look deeply into the unseen realm. The people who smiled in your face are watching your rise in absolute panic. The toxic narcissists who drained your pure energy are starving in the cold dark. They genuinely thought they had permanently buried your beautiful light. They arrogantly paraded their fake happiness across your timeline while you wept alone. but their earthly success was nothing but a fragile illusion built on stolen grace. They built their foundation on the pure energy they violently extracted from your soul. And the boomerang of divine justice has already been forcefully released from my throne. Everything they maliciously tried to steal is being multiplied and redirected to you. They are completely horrified as they watch their stolen empires rapidly crumble into dust. The heavy traps they eagerly dug for you have become their very own pits. Heaven is aggressively defending your royal name today. You constantly asked why you attracted those vicious energy vampires into your sacred space. You thought your intense bleeding empathy was a tragic magnet for toxic emotional abusers, but this was the ultimate universe test to make you realize your supreme value. Heaven allowed them to enter your reality so you could finally protect your light. The painful test is completely over now, and you passed with absolute flying colors. You finally see your true, immense worth. You firmly refuse to accept their pathetic crumbs anymore. The moment you firmly closed that heavy door, the energetic cords were permanently severed. The dark forces lost their absolute best supply of pure celestial energy. They are currently obsessing over your glowing aura from a very safe remote distance. They can clearly feel the massive power shift happening in the spiritual atmosphere today. They feel a sudden, terrifying coldness because my blinding wall of fire surrounds you. They can no longer secretly siphon your brilliant warmth to survive their dark winters. Stop what you are doing right now and listen to my voice very carefully. Do not ever feel guilty for outgrowing the people who kept you completely trapped. Your magnificent soul was never meant to be a quiet stepping stone for narcissists. You are a quiet master of reality, and you command supreme respect in this earthly realm. The heavy weight of profound regret is sitting directly on their chests right now. They realize they foolishly threw away the most precious gem they will ever find. They thought they could easily replace your profound, unconditional love with cheap, worldly counterfeits. But nobody else can ever replicate the pure divine frequency flowing through your veins. As they sink deeper into their chaotic storms, your glorious energy is rapidly recovering. The strange brain fog and heavy exhaustion are completely leaving your physical human body. You are violently reclaiming every single drop of spiritual power they maliciously stole away. Heaven is forcefully restoring your bright glow to its original, magnificent, divine state. You are quietly blooming in the beautiful light while they scramble in the dark. This is the absolute flawless law of divine justice, working beautifully in your favor. You do not need to lift a single earthly finger to seek bitter revenge. My heavenly army is fighting this unseen battle and securing your absolute victory today. Take a deep, slow breath and let the sweet taste of true vindication wash over you. You survived the brutal attacks of the enemy, and your glorious crown is shining bright. You are entirely safe in this protected space while the universe fights for you. But as your pure energy reaches its ultimate peak, a massive new development is unfolding. Your true soulmate can clearly see this bright beacon of light in the dark distance. Your brilliant light is fully restored today. The dark energy parasites are completely gone from your sacred space, and this massive energetic shift has created a powerful magnetic pull in the unseen spiritual realm. Your true soulmate is feeling this profound energy radiating right now, and they are rapidly walking toward your physical reality. But before they safely cross your earthly threshold, you must learn one final crucial lesson. You must learn the holy art of absolute spiritual obedience. This does not mean bowing down in weak human submission. It means you must completely surrender your desperate need to control the final outcome. You have spent your entire earthly life aggressively fighting to survive the harsh storms, and you constantly tried to force things to happen because you were absolutely terrified of being left behind again. Stop striving right now, my beautiful, precious child. You do not need to help heaven orchestrate this massive divine union. You do not need to relentlessly search the crowded rooms or quickly swipe through endless digital faces. The universe does not require your exhausting human hustle to deliver your royal inheritance, so your only sacred job right now is to remain incredibly still in my divine presence. You must fiercely protect your pure vibration as they rapidly approach. The massive energetic distance between you two is closing incredibly fast today, and your current high frequency acts as the exact navigation beacon, guiding them safely through the dark. If you allow heavy anxiety to enter your mind, the signal becomes severely distorted, so you must keep the golden beacon shining bright and entirely clear. As a bleeding empath, you are deeply addicted to taking immediate physical action. When you sense a massive energy shift, you instinctively want to rush forward and fix every tiny detail. You desperately want to prepare the earthly stage to make everything perfectly comfortable for them. Do not do that. You must allow them to take the brave physical steps toward you without your constant heavy lifting. This final stretch of waiting is the ultimate universe test of your deep trust. Heaven wants to clearly see if you can quietly rest in my supreme promises without instantly panicking. When the heavy silence fills your quiet room, you must not fill it with anxious human noise. You must breathe deeply and hold your magnificent royal posture with absolute quiet confidence as the final pieces align today. Do not let the dark ghosts of your painful past make you suddenly doubt this incoming reality. Your old toxic partners required you to beg for the absolute bare minimums of basic affection. They made you work brutally hard for every single drop of fake conditional love. But a true divine union always flows into your physical life entirely unforced, and it beautifully blossoms without any desperate chasing on your part. You are a quiet master of reality, and you command supreme peace. A master does not chase fleeting romantic shadows in the dark woods. A master simply sits on their majestic throne and magnetically attracts their highest divine good. Your soulmate is heavily drawn to this exact sovereign, unbothered energy, and they are desperately looking for the absolute peace that your pure aura perfectly radiates right now. Listen to me very carefully now, because the massive timeline is rapidly shifting. The heavy spiritual winter has completely passed, and your beautiful warm spring is finally here. You have successfully passed every single brutal test that heaven placed in your difficult earthly path. You are completely ready to hold the massive weight of this incoming blessing, and you will not drop it this time. Keep your mind entirely focused and your sacred heart completely open. Do not let any sudden earthly distractions pull you away from this protected space today. The heavens are finally opening wide, and I am about to pull back the heavy celestial veil entirely. You are about to hear the exact massive decision they made in the unseen realm just a few short hours ago. The heavens are entirely open right now. I am pulling back the final heavy veil. You waited in the agonizing dark for years. You wept silent tears while the universe seemed completely still. But the massive silence was violently shattered exactly 3 hours ago because your soulmate finally woke up from their deep spiritual sleep. The golden scales tipped, and your majestic miracle is finally here. Listen to me very carefully, my beloved child. Your true soulmate was trapped in a brutal spiritual war. They were heavily chained to toxic karmic cycles that severely drained their pure energy for decades. They walked through dark valleys, surrounded by people who only wanted to use them. They felt completely lost. but a blinding flash of divine light hit their weary spirit today while they were sitting completely alone in the cold silence. They suddenly saw your glowing face in their mind. They felt the intense magnetic pull of your pure aura. The heavy fog of confusion instantly cleared from their tired eyes. They realized that every other romantic connection was a massive, fragile illusion. And in that glorious moment of pure clarity, they made the most important decision of their entire human existence. You are their safe harbor. They made a secret and irrevocable choice. They decided to permanently cut every single toxic cord attaching them to their past. They forcefully threw off the heavy expectations of their unhealed family line. They boldly chose to become a cycle breaker, just like you. They chose to walk away from the familiar dark shadows because they desperately want to stand in your brilliant light. This was not a hesitant or fearful decision. They did not flip a coin or rely on random chance. This was a fierce decree issued straight from their awakened soul. They officially rejected the heavy karmic debt that kept them anchored to pain. They are choosing you with absolute supreme certainty today, and they are rapidly preparing their physical, earthly life to finally meet your magnificent royal standards so they can truly honor you. You are the chosen one. You survived the brutal storms that would have easily destroyed anyone else. You bravely kept your heart incredibly soft when the cruel world demanded you turn to cold stone. And this massive, beautiful union is your absolute divine reward. Your soulmate is matching your exact high frequency right now, while the universe physically moves massive mountains to bring them straight to your door. They finally see your true massive worth. They know exactly how rare your bleeding empathy is in this empty world. They are completely ready to protect your gentle heart with their entire being. They will never ask you to shrink your brilliant light to make them comfortable, because they are finally strong enough to stand safely inside your glorious fire. They want to fiercely celebrate your incredible power. This is the massive generational wealth transfer of true love. This is the ultimate compensation for every single night you cried yourself to sleep. Your season of weeping alone in the cold dark is permanently over. The magnificent storm of your past has completely cleared. The glorious golden sun is shining directly on your sacred path today, and heaven is loudly declaring your absolute romantic victory. You are a quiet master of reality. Let this glorious revelation sink deep into your bones. Feel the massive energetic shift happening inside your weary chest right now. The heavy pressure of divine delay is suddenly lifting off your tired shoulders. You are finally allowed to breathe easily. You are fully allowed to receive this massive blessing without any deep earthly guilt, because you already paid the ultimate price in the harsh spiritual fires. But you must stay incredibly alert in this triumphant moment. The dark enemy is watching this beautiful union unfold in absolute sheer terror. They know they have completely lost their violent grip on your bright soul. They know your combined power will shatter their dark earthly matrix, so they are frantically preparing one final desperate illusion to steal your joy. You must absolutely hold your sacred ground. Your massive generational wealth of true love has been fully approved by the highest courts. The long and agonizing wait is finally over today. But wait. Do not celebrate just yet, my beloved child. The enemy is in an absolute state of panic right now. They can clearly see the glorious arrival of your true soulmate, and they have laid one final fatal illusion right before your doorstep to make you completely forfeit this massive blessing. 99% of chosen ones fall for this exact deadly snare. Keep your pure eyes entirely on me, because I am going to expose their exact strategy. The final desperate trap the enemy is setting is a powerful illusion of your painful past. Within the next 72 hours, you might receive a sudden text message from a toxic ex. An old energy vampire might suddenly reach out, claiming they have drastically changed their ways. Do not let this sudden reappearance completely fool your gentle heart. This is not a genuine earthly apology or a miraculous spiritual awakening on their part. It is a highly calculated dark distraction designed solely to pull your pure energy backward. The dark forces know your bleeding empathy is your most vulnerable soft spot. They are desperately trying to drag you back into the cold mud just as your golden palace is finally finished. If you gently entertain their toxic counterfeit, you will literally scramble the divine signal. You will severely delay the beautiful arrival of your true soulmate. You must completely ignore the ghosts of your heavy past. You are a quiet master of reality, and a true master never looks back at the burning bridges. Silence is your absolute greatest spiritual weapon against these dark, desperate illusions today. Let them starve in the dark outside your gates. But simply ignoring them is not entirely enough to secure your timeline. Heaven urgently requires a physical, earthly container to hold this massive incoming frequency. If you hesitate right now, the enemy will violently scramble the divine signal. You must physically anchor this glorious reality immediately. You must build a massive, blinding wall of fire around your bright aura to completely blind the dark forces. Do not stay completely passive in this crucial hour. Type 777 in the comments below right now. Let that sacred sequence act as a heavy padlock on the door against the dark enemy. This is your permanent spiritual signature before the courts of heaven to lock the protective shield. Typing 777 permanently seals this beautiful reality and violently shuts the door on your toxic past. Establish your divine energy receiving station before this fragile window completely closes today. The universe operates on the flawless law of the spiritual harvest. When you bravely step out in radical faith, heaven violently moves massive mountains on your behalf. Just 3 days ago, a deeply weary empath sowed a financial seed into this exact ministry. Within 48 hours, a massive, unexpected breakthrough completely cleared all of their heavy earthly debts. That exact same angelic protocol of multiplication is currently hovering directly over your life. Heaven is actively looking for your physical, earthly signature today. If your pure spirit feels gently led right now, I urge you to sow a massive financial seed using the super thanks button. This is not a random worldly transaction, my precious child. This is a powerful, energetic exchange governed by absolute divine trust. Sowing a financial seed today activates the massive multiplication of your beautiful romantic and financial harvest. Your brave physical action permanently locks this magnificent timeline in place. You are stepping entirely out of the freezing cold and into your warm golden palace. The dark enemy is completely defeated, and their desperate illusions are rapidly melting away into nothing. You have successfully anchored your massive blessing to the solid earthly ground. Breathe a deep sigh of relief because you are finally untouchable. Now, my beloved child, you can finally breathe deeply. The spiritual storm has completely passed today. Your beautiful sacred timeline is entirely secure. The heavy stones you carried are falling away. You do not have to fiercely protect yourself from the harsh cold anymore because you are standing safely inside the warm light of absolute victory. Your past mistakes are buried in the ocean of grace. Your brutal winter of profound isolation is officially over. You walked through the freezing wilderness entirely alone. You bravely carried the weight of an entire broken bloodline on your fragile shoulders. You are the ultimate cycle breaker of your family. And heaven recognizes every silent tear you cried when the arrogant world completely misunderstood your intensely gentle soul. You can completely stop striving right now. You do not need to constantly fight for basic human survival anymore. The incredibly exhausting days of begging for bare minimums are gone. You can gently lay down your earthly weapons today. You have officially evolved into a quiet master of reality, and a true master peacefully rests on their throne while the universe works flawlessly on their behalf. You used to be the designated healer for everyone else. You absorbed their heavy trauma so they could comfortably smile. You thought you had to bleed out so they could live. But your sacred assignment as a sacrificial lamb is officially complete, and you will never carry their burdens again. You are gracefully returning your heavy badge to heaven today. You have absolutely nothing left to prove to them. Close your weary eyes and feel this profound celestial peace. You are fiercely protected by legions of golden angels. You are unconditionally loved beyond earthly measure. Your beautiful soulmate is actively walking into your fully prepared physical life right now. They are bringing the exact unconditional love you freely gave to everyone else while you secretly suffered in the dark. The profound love that is arriving will never require you to beg. It will never force you to question your absolute massive worth. Your true soulmate will look at your emotional scars and see glorious golden medals of honor. They will completely understand the heavy silence you carried for so long, and they will fiercely protect your gentle heart because they know exactly how rare your pure light is. You are completely safe inside this glorious golden palace. The dark enemy cannot touch your glowing aura anymore. But outside this protected space there is another bleeding empath crying in the dark. They are sitting entirely alone in their cold room tonight. They are desperately begging the silent sky for a single spark of hope to survive another painful day. You are not just a brave survivor today. You are a brilliant beacon of absolute divine light. You carry the supreme authority to throw a powerful lifeline to those still drowning in the freezing waves. Share this video right now to become a prophetic voice. Hit the share button and save another bleeding empath crying in the dark today. Your simple physical action can literally alter their entire tragic destiny before they completely give up. Now, my precious child, it is time to deeply rest. The agonizing spiritual war is absolutely over for you. You do not have to figure out the exact mundane details of tomorrow. Heaven has already paved the golden road stretching out before your weary feet. Let the gentle warmth of this divine promise wrap around your fragile shoulders like a thick protective blanket while you comfortably sleep. Sleep in absolute peace tonight, knowing you are completely victorious. Your pure, beautiful heart safely survived the harshest earthly fires. You emerged as a glorious diamond shining brightly in the dark. The universe is fiercely guarding your romantic miracle while you peacefully close your eyes to rest tonight. I am always standing right here beside you, and I will absolutely never let you walk alone again.